Hey folks, Kilt-Man here. Kilt-Man at your services. How are you all? Hope you're all doing very, very well. Now, yes, we're back in Antarctica again, and we're back with Kilt-Man's favourite movie of all time, The Thing. What possibly could we talk about with The Thing, which I haven't already talked about a million gazillion times over and over again on the channel, on other various platforms and media outlets? Well, I woke up this morning, as I tend to do most mornings, and there's a barrage of messages from people saying, like, have you seen what John Carpenter said about The Thing now? Have you seen what John Carpenter said about who is the thing at the end of the movie? Is it Childs? Is it McCready? Is it both of them? Is it none of them? For fuck's sake, calm down. Well, there's me saying calm down. Ordinarily, folks, as you well know, I would have a background panoply, a panorama of Thing stuff. I'd be wearing a Thing t-shirt. Only today, Tarzan seemed to be the order of the day. So, but this is not worth commenting on, says the guy doing a video on it now. But because I'm responding to all the people saying to me, have you seen what Big John said? What's Big John said? Okay. It's too much white. So let's bring a bit of contrast into things. Cheers, y'all. What's Big John been saying about The Thing now? Right, during a recent Q&A at the Academy of Motion Pictures, moderated by Oscar-winning filmmaker Bong Joon-ho, who did Parasite and Mickey 17, Carpenter revealed that The Thing contains a major hint halfway through its runtime that solves the age-old mystery of whether Childs, Keith David, or McCready, Kurt Russell, King Kurt, were assimilated by the shape-shifting alien. The ending of the movie The Thing, as we've discussed, and I've done videos on this exact thing many times before. The camp Outpost 31 is in ruins. It's smouldering. McCready has, well, fuck you too. And it's blown up the big Blair, massively huge tentacled dog-like thing with huge Tyrannosaurus Rex fucking jaws. He's taken that out, and he's gone smouldering through the ruins, freezing and wrapped up in blankets and all sorts of things. But he's got a bottle of the old J&B there. The J&B that he's been using for Molotov cocktails throughout the finale of the movie. And then Childs, Keith David, suddenly appears wearing a different jacket. Continuity error. No clue, nothing to do with it. Continuity error. And then he sit together. Where were you, Childs? Thought I saw Blair. I said him, main entrance to the camp. I followed him, got lost in a storm. Did you kill it? And all this, and the ambiguity of, like, can they trust each other? The entire film is about mistrust, distrust, paranoia. And at the end, I'm getting annoyed by having to talk about this all over again. Because in my mind, neither one of them is the thing. They're both humans, but they're both going to die. And that's the bleak, nihilistic ending of The Thing, which is perfect and in total cahoots with the very, it's the end of the world. We can't defeat this thing. It could be one of us. We can't trust each other. It's mankind in a nutshell. We don't trust our own best friends for too long because they always turn on you. And that's the same in politics, military, everything. And The Thing encapsulates all that absolutely perfectly. The script by Bill Lancaster and the direction and story of Stuart Cohen and John Carpenter, of course, is magnificent. It's Carpenter's best movie by far. It's a cinematic masterpiece. I've always said so. And the ambiguity of the ending, leaving audiences thinking like, well, which one's the thing? Or are they both human? Are they both things? I don't know. It absolutely fucking crucified audiences back in the day, and critics hated it with a vengeance. I was there day one at the UK showing, underage, but hey ho, it's the way things go, and I absolutely was floored by it. I admired everything about this movie. Dean Cundy's cinematography, Rob Bottin's effects, all the actors, the scenery, the setting, the visionary sort of stylistic flourishes that Carpenter put in. That steady cam, the whole thing going through the camp. The dog, of course, the dog. Roxy, my best friend, a dead ringer for Jed, who played the main dog from the thing, has sadly gone. But The Thing remains my favourite movie of all time. And why? All the things I just said there, and the ending, that smouldering, bizarre, at the end of the world climax. Can you trust him? Can you trust him? Can they trust each other? Have we got any surprises for each other? Well, then what you to do anything about it? It's perfect. It didn't work for so many audiences at the time, and even to this day, they have to work it out. They've got to be spoon-fed. Audiences are absolutely. I hate most cinema-going audiences because they have no imagination. I want to see everything told to me, scene by scene. Tell me why he's doing this, who she is, what, and at the end of it, I need to know exactly who won, who didn't win, and why. And if you want to, give me a prequel as well, and some side plots to give you backstories for all the other people that no one really gives a shit about. But I need to know everything. Tell me every fucking thing you can. Everything you can. Carpenter and Bill Lancaster, who wrote it, adapted, of course, from John W. Campbell's novella Who Goes There, or Frozen Hell, whichever version you want to read. And the original version of it from Christian Nyby and Howard Hawks, The Thing from Another World, which is magnificent. But it is a different take on it entirely. Imagination, folks, is what makes the world go by. Without imagination, you would have no art, no movies, no theatre, no music. You would have no TV. You'd have nothing. You'd have nothing. We'd just be sitting there with stones, sitting in a cave, knocking stones together. And then, without imagination, the other caveman next to you wouldn't go like, beat, and if you do that, and I get some bones, and I go, and suddenly, we are the Beatles, Imagination is what makes things happen. And imagination is where films and stories can feed your imagination and let you make your own ideas up. And The Thing is the absolute epitome of that. MacReady, Childs, at the end of the movie, they don't trust each other. And John Carpenter doesn't give us the payoff. We don't need to know. It lets you leave the cinema or turn your VHS or Betamax, because that's where it won its day, home video, or whatever version you watch now. And now it's legendary, of course. Who's The Thing? At the time, and even to this day, people go like, oh, I need to know. I hate that. I've got to use my own brain to work out what could happen. Who's The Thing? Who's what? Oh, no, I don't like that. Tell me. Please spoon feed me. Drip feed some medicine, some movie medicine. Dickheads, losers, assholes is what they are. I've always said this is the best ending to that movie, certainly, but it's one of the best endings as well because it lets your imagination run wild. Who is the Thing? I've always said that neither of them are the Thing. Not McCready, not Childs. The jacket change. Oh, but you can see the breath on McCready, but you can't see it on Childs. Yes, you can. I've done videos on this to excess. Yes, you can. So what's the new thing right now? What has John Carpenter done? John Carpenter trolling his own masterpiece. I love Big John, a demigod of movies. Escape from New York and The Thing do vie for top slot. Snake Plissken, my favourite character of all time. The Thing, I would say, is my favourite movie of all time. Kurt Russell being in both. Super hairy and super cool in both. But Assault on Precinct 13, Halloween, The Fog, Big Trouble in Little China, for Christ's sake. So many great movies. John Carpenter's masterpiece is The Thing. And the most chilling element is the fact that he leaves it ambiguous. Ambiguous. Carpenter has always said at, FantaCon and Comic Con and every interview he's ever given regarding The Thing, oh, it's up to you. I don't care. I don't care who's the Thing at the end. Oh, we need to know who's the Thing at the end. You don't need to know. Because why? Why don't you need to know? Because he never wrote it or directed it that way, that one of them or the other was the Thing. Before you shout out, I know some of you are, well, what about that? The ending. He filmed another ending where McCready's rescued and has a blood test and he's human. That was done to appease the studio execs in Universal. He didn't want that, but he did it. And did it ever get shown? No. Is it in the movie? No. The ending of the movie, as we know it and love it, that's how it ends. There is no rescue. There's no nothing. The two of them are at the arsehole of the world, facing each other. Black and white. It's a chess game. McCready plays computer chess. He's a bad loser, but he doesn't want to lose, which is why he fights back so much about the movie. I'm not going to rake over all the stuff I've said many times before. This is just to address people barraging me today. We're like, oh, well, John Carpenter's now said there's a hint in the movie as to who's the Thing at the end. And what bullshittery might this be? From the master of bullshittery and egging himself on and trying to make some more money and trolling his own stuff, John Carpenter. I love Carpenter. He will forever be my favourite director. Forever. No matter what shit he does from this point onwards. This is what he said. With a Bong Joon-ho, Parasite Mickey 17. Carpenter revealed that The Thing contains a major hint halfway through its runtime that solves the age-old mystery where, I've said it before, didn't I? Whether Childs or McCready were assimilated by the shape-shifting alien. Right, let's read. This is Carpenter. I can tell you who was the Thing, but you need to send an amount of money in an envelope to my house and then I consider it. Carpenter said to much laughter from the audience. He then immediately backpedaled, stating, I can't tell you that. I can't tell you. I'm being sworn to secrecy. No secrecy. He wants money. He's talking shite. The way it's scripted, the way it's written, the way it's directed, and the way that he and Bill Lancaster and Stuart Cohen and Keith David and Kurt Russell have always said, well, we don't know. That's the whole point. We're not the Thing. I don't think I'm the thing, says Keith David. I don't think I'm the thing, says Kurt Russell. And Carpenter and Bill Lancaster and Stuart Cohen, producer. Like, well, no, that's the whole point. We leave it open to you. We're not telling you. We're not spoon feeding you. We're not giving you any clues. It's up to you. And they've also, almost all of them have said at some point over the last, almost 40 years. It is 40 years, isn't it? That they all think that neither of them are the thing. And that's the bleak sort of ending to The Thing is a 1970s movie just filmed released in 1982. But it's got the nihilistic, bleak stuff of the 70s where the hero doesn't win. The hero, dare might throw his badge into the river after killing the bad guy and breaking all the laws. You've got people investigating White House and Watergate and all that, and no one ever wins. There's no heroes in the 70s, and The Thing is a film of the 70s with its paranoia, its distrust of authority, of the hierarchical command of military establishments. Gary is a military commander. Outpost 31 is a military base. It doesn't come across in the film, but it genuinely is. It's a military base. Half of them are military, half of them are scientists. And those scientists are also the military scientists. But it doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter. What we're talking about is the climax of the movie and the bleakness of it's the 70s bleeding in to the 80s, but with 80s new fucking, latex and, stretch show heads and pure prosthetic effects and Rob Bottin and all his gels and his latex stretchy stuff, and the gore aplenty. But at the end of the movie, I've always said, no, this is the thing. This is the thing. Here's the crux of the matter now. It's taken us 17 minutes to get to this. Whatever you think, whoever you think might be the thing at the end, or not the thing, or both the thing, it's up to you. That's the point. It's up to you to work it out. Whether, I don't want to use my imagination. I don't have an imagination. I lost it a long time ago when I was a kid. And then I went to YTS, and then I did a job apprentice, and then I worked in the civil service for so many years, and I've got no imagination of my own. I can't think for myself. I am just a fucking minion. Tell me what I'm supposed to think. And you've got that audience. Sad cunts that they all are. You've got them. And the film, it'll just, scanners, they can't take it. Head explosion. I need to know. Tell me. But for the rest of us, we've got a bit of nous, a bit of intelligence, and a bit of imagination. We make up our own minds, and isn't that great? A film that gives you that avenue, that opportunity to I can think for myself. I love this, and I always love this about The Thing. And I watch The Thing a lot. It's, as I say, my favourite movie. I see it all the time. And I always see something different. There's something I saw recently as well, which was interesting, which I hadn't ever noticed before. I will do a video on that, actually. It's something and nothing, but it might have a sort of relevance to things again. You can't avoid it, can you? Thing. I'll do a video on that at some point. But I love the fact you see something different in it each time, and that the ending still leaves you without the safety, comfort blanket of a director saying actually he's okay, he's the thing, he's going to defeat him, and it's all going to work out okay. Just an indication. So all your shitty theories are, McCready passes him a Molotov cocktail because the Thing doesn't know, and drinks, and McCready then goes, bullshit. bullshit for me, they're both human. And that was because McCready has that bottle with him, so he's fucking been swigging that. It's his J&B. Obviously, they've used a lot of his fucking bottles for. How many bottles did he have? Jesus Christ! They blew the entire camp up, you know. And but passes it to Childs. I should go on. There's more to this. There is, of course, every possibility that the mostly retired director, known for his wickedly dark sense of humour, is just messing with fans, who continue to deconstruct every element of the thing more than 4 decades after its release. Nevertheless, that's the genius and enduring nature of the piece, the way in which it opens the floor for endless debate and analysis. Exactly. We'll never truly know whether the last 2 men standing were human or not, and asking the surviving cast members won't get you anywhere. Carpenter adds, they had no clue. But that's to play it human, you see. The creature imitates, it's written badly here, it's spelled wrongly. It imitates perfectly. It could be one of us, it could be somebody in the audience. There's no way of telling. So I knew they didn't know. And I'll add this bit. Who was the thing and who wasn't? Hang on. It's the very same stance Carpenter took with Sci-Fi Wire a few years back when we caught up with him over the phone in honour of the thing's 40th anniversary. I just feel like it's a secret that must be kept, he told us. The gods came down and swore me to secrecy. And if you're going to bring up the gasoline, it's kerosene, in the whiskey bottle hypothesis, think again. While Carpenter admits the creativity on the part of audiences, a number of theories that have cropped up around the ending are bogus. This is what Carpenter said. I appreciate them, but they don't know what the hell they're talking about, he said during our phone conversation. There are some hilarious ones. Everybody says, well, he took a drink, so he must be contaminated, blah, 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 on and on. I'm not speaking about anymore. But he has, because he said, a fan that mentioned the whole bottle passing thing was that McCready is a thing and knows that, like, look, I've drunk from this, and that's McCready himself. This is the thing. This is the point where, so halfway through the movie, there's a hint where McCready realizes that, hang on, every single part of this thing, you know, it's its own entity, its own organism, with a built-in, you know, desire to survive. So, you know, and Fuke says, like, you know, well, we should drink out of our own cans and eat out of our own tins and all that, make our own food, which they all do, obviously. But McCready then gives a swig of his J&B to Childs, who takes it. Means fuck all. You have to remember that Bill Lancaster wrote it with an ambiguous ending. Carpenter filmed it with an ambiguous ending. The rescue of McCready is not in the movie. They filmed it, but it was removed. There was no way they were going to use that. That's fucking shite. However you cut it, utter shite. So the ending we got in the movie, which we all now know and love, is the ending which was conceived. Ambiguous. Up to you. Carpenter didn't know and didn't care. Listen to his commentary track. Read all his interviews from many, many years ago when he made the fucking movie. Listen to Bill Lancaster. No, we don't know. That's not the point. The point is to let the audience try to work it out. So now Carpenter's coming out and saying, like, oh yeah, at this Boon Jong Who Flung Dong guy's Q&A, which he's just agreed, by the way, to doing the soundtrack to this guy's next movie. And Boon Jong Who, I don't care. I don't give two shits. It's gone like, yes, I've got Carpenter to do a soundtrack for my movie. Yeah, brilliant. And but Carpenter's now trolling his own movie. And he's done this a fair bit in the last few years. You know, I knew this, I knew that, and yeah, it could be this, it could be that. No, you didn't film it that way. You didn't, John, you didn't. You didn't film it that way. You didn't make that clear. And you, for decades, you said, no, it's up to the audience. It's their imagination. That's the whole point of the ending of the movie. So don't start saying, I dropped hints to this. You've got the other debacle. Dean Cundey, the great Oscar-winning cinematographer Dean Cundey. Steadicam, you know, and oh my God, fantastic. Carrying his camera through corridors, chasing Michael Myers, following victims, going through Outpost 31, Escape from New York, going through the, you know, it weren't New York, it was St. Louis, of course, when he filmed it, but it looked amazing. And Dean Cundey said, you know, I tried to give a clue as to who might be a thing at certain points. I'd use key lights. Key light is just like a pin light, really, which in certain scenes, everyone else is just lit normally, but there's a certain light on certain people's eyes. You watch the film, it is there. I don't think it's too prevalent, if I'm honest with you. You know, because we know who Palmer, Norris, Blair, you know, we know these things, but and there are elements of this. But in recent, say about, I don't know, 8 years ago, something like that, Dean Cundey said this. And what did John Carpenter say? He said, he's an asshole. He's talking shit. You know, we didn't do that at all. Yeah, I don't know what the hell he's on about. No, he's talking complete crap. Dean Cundey is one of the reasons why you, John Carpenter, became such a huge cult film director. His cinematography made your movies. You're great, or you were great, but don't piss all over the guy that made your films the visual delight that they are, the most involving cinematographic. You know, it brought the audience in. You're running with Snake Plissken, you're running with McCready, you're going through corridors and you're avoiding Michael Myers. Dean Cundey made your films come to life. And John Carpenter was really horribly nasty about Dean Cundey. I can't remember the full quotes, but it was like, I was shocked. I thought, you twat, how dare you? This guy put your movies on the cinema, I can't say the word, can I? The cinematographic map. Whatever. And he goes and pisses all over him. Terrible. So now John, again, John who will sell, you know, his grandmother's fucking Achilles tendons to make some money, to buy ciggies, beers and video games. I have spent an enormous amount of money on memorabilia and the movies of John Carpenter and the soundtracks. I play them and watch them all the time. I sing his praises all the time. But this is a guy that sold out Michael Myers, that has sold out Snake Plissken. Although, you know, my God. Well, thankfully, so far, we haven't got any Snake Plissken knobheads who are coming in to try to play him, including maybe the female Plissken, the snakeless Plissken, perhaps. But he sells everything. Carpenter just doesn't give a shit. He just wants money. Money. Just pay me money. Pay me money. If you want to know who's the thing at the end of the movie? I want money, and I'll tell you. The thing is, it isn't there. It was written and conceived and produced and directed and filmed and acted that no one could ever know. That was the whole point of the conclusion. So John, you're a troll. And you're the worst kind of troll, because you're trolling your own stuff, your own genius masterpiece movie, and you're making a tit out of yourself and destroying the movie, and it's massive. So the reason why we go back to it again and again and again, there's so many questions. Who got the keys? Who got to the blood? How did Blair get to do all this stuff and blah blah blah? There's everything. All these other little conundrums come up, and you'll never know because it was written that way that you're never going to know. It was just a series of events and an overarching nightmarish story, but you were never meant to know all the minutiae. But because this world now demands everything to be told and spoon-fed to them, he's like, oh, I can tell you, because he sees that in it. John Carpenter, I adore you, I love you. I've seen you in concert twice, had a blisteringly good time, and I watch your movies all the time. But you're being a tit. Calm down. Stop being a troll. Stop, because there's younger audiences who are going, oh, well, we're gonna know. And there's this fan. He went, oh, this particular fan, because McCready said, this thing I said before about like, every bit of it can be its own thing, the built-in desire to survive, and every little shred of it can assimilate somebody else. And like McCready says that, and like, because like he passes, it's either one of two things. Hey, like, I've got a swig of this, and I'm gonna pass it to you because I'm the thing, and that's the point of this, by the way. I'm the thing, and I've now made you the thing, child. And he sits back and goes, bullshit. Whatever version anyone tells you is the definitive. Who's the thing? They're lying. There is no definitive, because you're not meant to know, which is the entire point. I'm belabouring the whole point now, aren't I? I know, but I've been out. Me and Mrs. Kilt-Man went out just a bit earlier, and that was great. I don't know what I'm doing now, like hi ho, like I'm some kind of fucking dwarf. Oh, are you allowed to have dwarfs in movies these days who aren't CGI versions? I don't know, just saying. The Thing still remains an unparalleled masterpiece of sci-fi horror, body horror, paranoia, great character work, which flies in the face of a lot of the critics at the time, who ignoring the special effects. So like I didn't know they were all hairy, bearded, which of course they're not all like that, and they were all indivisible. I didn't know anyone from anybody else. Absolute bullshit. Every character in The Thing is a character. Even Bennings, who isn't it for that long, but he's an annoying cantankerous twat. Baldy and a ginger as well. Oh, why did they do that? Everyone is a distinctive character. They've got great memorable lines. They're all personalities, and it works. It works. The Thing will be here till the ends of time, till when cinemas and the means to view things ends, and we're all assimilated. And it's perfect. It's the perfect. It's an Agatha Christie blended with body horror and extreme sci-fi, horror and suspense. I think Agatha Christie herself would actually really get if you could hold her stomach in, she would she'd love it, because it's an Agatha Christie who done it, why done it, what thing done it, when did he do it, and that's why we revisit it so often, because you do think and sometimes your theories, you go, ooh, you sit back and go, oh, suddenly I'm not sure. They didn't write it with that idea in mind. They just wrote. They had the set pieces, the scenes, the characters, and the through flow of the story, and the finale. They didn't There's no way on earth that Bill Lancaster and John Carpenter thought that this film's going to last forever and be forever an enigma. They did not think that. They didn't. They're fucking made up that it became that way after the huge debacle of its cinematic release, which was a travesty, of course. Universal's fucking hated the bloody thing. And that little fucking turd E.T. came out and wowed the world, you know. But I saw the thing day one and I was in love with it. Its music, everything. I'd seen Escape from New York and I knew Kurt Russell, and I was only a wee kid, a wee Kurtlet, you know. But I thought, I want long hair, I want a big beard, and I want to kick ass. And you know me, I've got the costumes authentic in many elements from Snake Plissken and from McCready. Got a lot. And so many masks and props and everything from New York and Antarctica, Outpost 31. And I loves it, it does. So, but I love the fact it keeps cropping up in news all the time. But I hate the way that John Carpenter's egging it on in the most stupid way. He should just say, oh yeah, you like my film? Great, well, who do you think's the thing at the end? He should just be honest, like he was for 20, maybe 30 years. He said like, oh, I don't know. I filmed the script. I just filmed what Bill wrote, and we did that. And so it's up to you. That's what he always said. Always said it. And now, like, oh no, he's being a dick. Now, like, yeah, there's a hint there earlier on, and one of the fans has nailed it. So yeah, you should know that. Yeah, blah 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 blah. He's talking absolute shite. So all those Outpost 31 discussion groups and all that, and forums around the world. Oh, John Carpenter said who's the thing at the end, and it's McCready. You're talking out your ass because he's talking out of his ass. So don't fall for it. Don't be dicks. Enjoy the film. You've got no conclusion. Make up your own fucking mind. And right now, I've got to go. It's tea time, and there's no conundrum as to who's making the tea. Ooh, was it this person? Was it that person? I know who's making the tea. It's me. So folks, I have been on Which Shall Be Kilt-Man. Please, in the meantime, when it's ever like, oh God, who's the thing? None of them. They're both human. That's my point. And John Carpenter says otherwise. He's lying because he made it so it's ambiguous. There you go. Gonna see you all. Oh, so please keep it Celtic, keep it Celtic. I'm gonna see you all again.